Hi YouTube, happy Monday and happy Indigenous Peoples Day. On this mild, overcast October afternoon here in North Potomac, Maryland, I'd like to record a couple videos, the first of which is about benches that I've built from reclaimed pallets. I went to a house that was getting rebuilt to pick up some free pallets that were listed on Facebook Marketplace. I used them to make a couple Scandinavian style benches like the one you can see here, right by the front door here, below this top of the split level, the top level of the split level, this eave, I guess, and gutter. Right here in this corner. The pallet I took apart was a standard 48-inch by 40-inch pallet. I think the most difficult part, honestly, was stripping the boards from the top of the pallet. That took quite a bit of work. A lot of them didn't come off too well. I think a pallet buster would have done a much better job than the pry bar I used for the first pallet. But I had to break down and, pun intended, and resort to a reciprocating saw for taking the second pallet apart. These had sat outside for a while, so I'm not surprised that the nails were in there real good. In addition, the nails that were used to build the pallet, which I've tossed in the trash, I don't have anymore, are spiral nails that are designed not to be pulled out of the pallet. Pallets are criticized and praised for different reasons, as you might guess. I have heard people say they're the Spam or Velveeta of woods, but I think I did, pretty good with the wood I got. I got some, what I think are some hardwoods and softwoods mixed together. I don't really know different kinds of wood. The easier part, with all that said, was actually putting this bench together. I saw a YouTube video that inspired me to design my bench this way. I'll post the link in the description. I thought what would be strongest and simplest to make is this design with multiple slats. In my case, I have 8 different slats. And between those slats, these little spacers cut from one additional cross piece in the pallet. For the legs, I have the thicker pieces of wood. I had this little carved out rounded portion pointed inward. These, I believe, are 2x4s. Or 2x4s, I don't think 2x6s, and then these were 1x4s here. I added additional 1x4 cross pieces, as you can see here, for reinforcement. And pretty much the construction process was just drilling alternating holes from stringer to stringer, screwing the spacers into the slats, and then slats to the spacers, and so forth, with exception of the legs at the end here and at the beginning. I wanted to put in some wood filler, but I don't know, I don't think it looks too good. I do plan to paint this at some point in the near future, and it should look a lot better then. I thought about using a spray stain, but honestly I don't think they'll look all that great. I think it took something like 2 days of labor to put a couple of these benches together. I have another one out in the backyard, and they weren't that bad to put together. I forgot to mention I used some Titebond 3 wood glue between the slats and spacers and the slats and the legs here. I also used that same Titebond on the cross pieces here, but it came out quite well, and I find it pretty comfortable. I was talking to a friend of mine and in an odd way it reminds me of the seats on the St. Charles streetcar in New Orleans. I remember seeing the seats, seeing many more wooden slats than this. I thought, that can't feel too good. How on earth is that going to be comfortable? Then I sat on it, and holy fook, that was fucking comfortable. And then I realized my weight was being distributed by so many different stringers. Of course it was comfortable, even though, it looked really hard and uncomfortable from just looking at it. Okay, so that bench turned out better than I expected, even using this spammy Velveeta wood. I later, create a little abiotic ecosystem here by getting a hose reel and taking the hose that I had laid out over this stone walkway, reeling it up and sticking it under the bench. So now the bench protects the hose, and the hose is all stored under the bench. That's really great. I think it was 10 or 15 bucks for this Suncast. That's upside down. Suncast hose reel, but worthy investment, and fits just under the bench, as you can see there. What's interesting about this is the wood in this is all free. It's all reclaimed pallet wood, but the screws, oh my god, the screws. There must have been $7 of screws in this pallet bench. So I'd say, the total cost of this is probably 10 bucks between the glue and the screws. The screws are so dang expensive. And with that, I'll just close with one last part of the bench. This Bill's football pillow thing that I found by the side of the road, and I very thoroughly washed and rinsed. Let's go Bills. Bills. But anyhow, I don't know why I put that there. I've never lived in Buffalo. I know my dad did. But it just creates a sense of place, I guess. Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Wild Wings, Buffalo Central Terminal. So there you go. A reclaimed pallet wood bench with a hose reel underneath and this Buffalo Bills pillow to give a sense of place here in suburban Maryland. Okay, with that, I conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. And if you like what you see, as always, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of your week.